Hey, World Cruisers, it's Sunday, September 1st, 2024. We're on the Ultimate World Cruise and we're in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And we were pulled into the dock by some bagpipes, which you can hear in the background there. Today's kind of a low-key day. We're gonna we're gonna go to church this morning since it's Sunday, and then we're just gonna walk around the Halifax Seawalk. It's the most visited attraction in Nova Scotia. So we found the local ward building of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Halifax ward, and we attended church with them this morning. And Bob McCullough, who's with us, was a missionary here many years ago, 1974 to 76. He was assigned to the Halifax mission, so this was home territory for him. And after church, we had an obligatory stop at Tim Hortons. You can't go to Canada without stopping at a Tim Hortons for a donut and some hot chocolate. And now we're going to go on the Seawalk. We had planned a Segway tour, 3-hour Segway tour, but once we got on the Segways, we decided it wasn't worth the risk. We're too close to the end of this epic world cruise to even risk something that might cause injury. So we opted for a stroll down the Seawalk instead. So I don't have a whole lot for you today, but it was a beautiful day in Halifax Harbor. And as I mentioned, this is the most visited attraction in Nova Scotia, this Seawalk. There's lots of different things you can do. You can take trips out on a harbor cruise. You can rent Sea-Doos. They have one of those big, huge buses that goes on land and water. You can take a ride on that. This ship coming up here is the Acadia, which is one of the very first ships in the Cunard line. Mr. Cunard, who founded Cunard Line, was born in Nova Scotia, and his headquarters was here. This is one of his very first ships. It is now a museum. And of course, Queen Mary's, Queen Victoria, those are all Cunard Line ships. It's a huge company. So he was the wealthiest guy here in Nova Scotia. He owned many, many ships, not only passenger ships, but also research ships and fishing ships and transport and whatnot. So it's a very pedestrian-friendly area, no cars, places for kids to play, and a playground on both sides. There is a Sackville, I think is the name of this ship. It's a Canadian Navy Maritime Museum. I didn't go out on it, but at least I walked next to it so you can see it. It's still got the guns and the depth charges and whatnot rigged on the side. So I should mention that one of Halifax's claim to fame is this is where the people that died on Titanic are buried. There's a cemetery in town here for the Titanic folks. We didn't go to it, but some of the folks in the cruise ship did. This is Sackville, the name of that ship. Anyway, there's beautiful Halifax Harbor. And you can see Serenade down there on the right. It's about the middle of the screen, about 11 o'clock now. So we didn't have far to walk to get back to the ship. And the last thing I got was this old sailing ship. Beautiful to watch. They were just coming in and making a turn and pulling the sails in. Stay tuned for New York City, New York next. We're going to be back on American territory in our next stop. So we'll see you then.